Good morning, everyone, and welcome to DTBTV. Monday it is, and we've got Arsenal on Saturday at 5:30. So, roll on international break finishing, because as I'm sure I'm not the only person that is absolutely sick to death of it. It's just totally boring, and there's not really any games really to look forward to. This has been the worst one. I didn't really mind the last international break because, you know, Scotland is. I've got a lot of family that have been rooting for Scotland to get into a tournament and stuff like that. So I quite enjoyed that one. I watched it with my son Lucas. But there's just no point in England playing Albania. There's no point in Scotland playing Moldova. They're just, I mean, Iraq versus Syria. Just give your head a wobble. Just like Van Dijk said yesterday, these games are pathetic. There's too many of them. Scrap the Nations League, because that's another one. Anyway, so it's a big week coming up for Liverpool with 3 home games. Obviously Arsenal, Porto, and the other one is, let's just have a little look. So yeah, we've got Arsenal at 5:30. Then we've got Porto on Wednesday, the 24th, and then we've got Everton in the Merseyside derby. Oh yes, it's derby weekend. In fact, it's not a weekend. I was talking to my mate Mikey Pellegrini about that, and I think it's a Wednesday night, isn't it? Yeah, Wednesday night at 8:15. Absolutely mental. So the Merseyside, and it's on Amazon. So if you haven't got Amazon yet, get it. It's only £7. You're gonna get like a month's worth of football. I actually really like the football on Amazon. I think it's decent. So anyway, over the last few days, I've had the usual grief off people because I love Steven Gerrard. I'm not gonna apologise for that. I love Steven Gerrard. I'm just sick of arguing about that subject now. It is what it is. If you want Pep Lijnders as manager for Liverpool, that's your choice. That's your absolute right as a Liverpool supporter. But I'm going to say something now. This is a little bit of a rant. I'm sick to death of the snobbery at the Scottish football division, right? Saying it's a 2-team league. Yeah. So's France. So's Holland. So's Spain. And so's England over the last 5-6 years. It's been Man City or Liverpool winning the league. Probably a bit longer than that. So yeah, it's a 2-team league. And then all this nonsense about Rangers and Celtic are not bigger than Villa and Leicester. Listen, Rangers and Celtic are bigger than Villa and Leicester. The only difference is Rangers and Celtic don't play in the Premier League. If Rangers and Celtic played in the Premier League, they would be basically on the same level, I think, as Aston Villa and Leicester. So let's get that out of the way. It's disrespectful to players such as Virgil van Dijk, who played in the SPL. It's disrespectful to Andrew Robertson, who played in the SPL. It's disrespectful to, you know, John McGinn, who's tearing up trees for Aston Villa, who's played in the SPL. Gary McAllister, you know, the list goes on. I remember Joey Barton going up to Scotland, giving it the big and thinking he was going to take over the league. He got kicked all over the park, didn't get a kick of the ball. Henrik Larsson played in Scotland. You know, so you know, Ian Wright went there, couldn't score a goal for Celtic. Roy Keane went there, he didn't do that great. It's not a great league, but it's not a great league because there's no money. That's what does my head in. But what's really pissing me off is everybody's like giving this like opinion of Steven Gerrard that he only did it in Scotland. Did you not watch any of his games in Europe? Because I seem to remember that Rangers did not qualify for Europe in 10 years. Couldn't even get into the group stages. He got them into the group stages of the Europa League not only once but twice, and qualified through to the knockout rounds. So it just pisses me off that he's had I think he's had 50 games in Europe as a manager. But anyway, we're not going to go on to it anymore because I'm getting sick of it now. It's only because it's international break. We're all bored shitless, and I just wanted to just put it out there. And then yesterday, people saying to me, "You ain't got a clue," because there's been loads of assistant managers that are been number ones and been amazing. Bob Paisley, the lad at Bayern Munich. The lad at Bayern Munich was in 1993, and Bob Paisley was in the 70s. You know, I'm talking about now, these days. And we're not being funny. Back in Bob Paisley's day, you had 11 players and 1 sub. You know, so we had 11 great players and then one sub. Not like these days where you've got a squad of 25, you've got to rotate it. The world's changed now. I'm on about the present. Right now, there is no number twos that make great number ones. There isn't. There just isn't. It never works. It never has worked. Pep Linders is an assistant manager his whole career for a reason, right? And then all this, you know, people degrading Gerrard. I've just read something this morning that Michael Beale is apparently the brains behind everything, and Gerrard's not even getting credit. I'm thinking to myself, do you actually think the players on the pitch are playing for Michael fucking Beale? They're playing for Steven Gerrard. And he does know. Listen, Alex Ferguson said the way he conducts himself in interviews, the way I remember once I watched him. He lost 1-0 to Aberdeen. They went out the cup, and I remember he was interviewed after the game, and he went. The question was, "What have you said to the players?" He said, "I've not said anything to the players." He said, "They're in there. Do you know what? I'm not even going to go into them. I'm getting straight in my car and I'm going home." So he dinged them. Completely dinged the players. So he's got a ruthless streak to him, Steven Gerrard. And I'm telling you now, what winds me up the most is you would think that I was wanting a Man United manager to take over from Klopp. The amount of shit I was getting over the last couple of days. This is Steven Gerrard. And what is success to you at Aston Villa? Top 10 for the next 3 seasons to me is. So I know we all don't want to lose Jurgen Klopp. I don't want to use Jurgen Klopp. If Jurgen Klopp signed a new 10-year contract today, I would be the first one dancing around this room. But Jurgen's done a lot for us, and he needs a break. He said that himself, and he maybe come back one day. He's only 52, 53. He's a young manager still. So he'll probably have a sabbatical for a year, probably go to travelling around the world, probably take the Germany job, and you could see him coming back at about 60 years old. You really could. You got to think about it. He's not even in his mid-50s yet. So let's get back to basics now. I'll stop from this point onwards right now. I'll stop talking about Steven Gerrard, even though it's hard. I'll stop talking about Gerrard, and I'll stop talking about managerial appointments in 3 years' time, because it's in 3 years' time. Let's get on. Let's get concentrating on Arsenal. Now, the Premier League at the moment is Chelsea top on 26 points, Manchester City second on 23 points, West Ham third on 23 points, Liverpool fourth on 22 points, Arsenal fifth on 20, and Manchester United sixth, their favourite position, on 17. Now, the upcoming fixtures for this weekend in the Premier League is Leicester City v Chelsea, 12:30, live on BT Sport. Then you've got Aston Villa Brighton, Burnley versus Palace, Newcastle Brentford, Norwich v Southampton, Wolves versus West Ham, and Liverpool v Arsenal at 5:30 on Sky Sports main event. Now, Villa versus Brighton, what a nice game for Gerrard to start his first game at Villa Park with. Not even on the telly. I can't believe that's not on the telly. And then Super Sunday is Man City versus Everton. Ooh, Everton are going to City. And Tottenham Leeds. And then obviously that means Man United on Monday Night Football, surely. Or did I read Man United out there? Must have done. Let's have a look again. Yeah, they've got Watford away. Every time I laugh, I just nearly cough. Imagine if he gets beat by Claudio Ranieri's Watford, Ollie at the wheel. So, I'll do my previews as I always do for the upcoming Arsenal match. I'll also be coming. I won't be actually. I was going to be here for the game, but we'll actually be AFC Liverpool. I've got a huge game in the FA Vars, but we'll finish it in time for 5 o'clock. So, me, Craig, Sean off this channel, and all the AFC Liverpool players will be watching, and my mum, because it's Lucas's birthday, my son's birthday, 8th birthday that weekend, or after that weekend, but we're doing it that weekend. So we're all going to watch it in the Marine Bar. So we'll still go live at half time. Me and Craig will do it in the beer garden, and it'll be great. So, and then me and Craig are live in here for Porto. We're going to do our first watch along in ages, so we're going to be live in here with headsets on. It's going to be amazing, so really can't wait for that. So I hope you're all well. We had a terrorist attack yesterday in Liverpool. I was outside the hospital yesterday. Got a delivery right next to it, and it wasn't a nice scene. Luckily, thank God, to a taxi driver who was first asked to go to the town hall, and because the traffic was that bad, the terrorist then panicked and said, "Oh, just take me here instead." So he pulled in at the nearest hospital. And I've just had a message now. That was because his chest was vibrating and the lights were going off because he had it on a timer for 11 o'clock for Remembrance Sunday, and he wanted to attack our soldiers. So the taxi driver's seen the light and the vibrating going, and he's quickly got out the taxi and locked the door of the terrorist inside the taxi, and just got as it blew for 11 a.m. So that shows you what mess the world's in. That there's people out there, and by the way, they came from Kensington, which is up here about a mile from Anfield, and literally the site for AFC's new stadium. You got people trying to commit mass murder. So, I hope everybody's safe and well. Keep your eyes and ears open, because there is going to be a lot of shit coming our way, I think, because of these absolute parasites to humanity. But anyway, it's nice to always, even during the pandemic, we get through with football, and we concentrate on our club, and we concentrate on Liverpool. So massive season in all competitions, still in the Carabao, still in the FA Cup, still in the Champions League, still in the Premier League title race. Let's go and win them all. You'll never walk alone.